Good evening and welcome to KiniNews. Former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad has said that the flood disaster should not be politicised in an address he made to his party members.
The flood disaster that struck the country over the weekend should not be politicised. This was the reminder from former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad in an address to Pejuang members. The Langkawi MP said that aid should be channeled to everyone affected regardless of their backgrounds. He also expressed his appreciation to Malaysians who had come together to help those affected by the floods. He added that this is not the time to play politics, it is the time for humanity, and help should be given without being selective. Mahathir called on Pejuang members who are giving aid to always maintain discipline, to not be arrogant, and carry out their responsibility with courtesy and patience. Mahathir, who is currently receiving treatment at the National Heart Institute, also conveyed his gratitude to those who have prayed for his health. Parts of Kuala Lumpur and Selangor faced major flash floods over the weekend due to continuous rainfall for 2 days. Several other states also suffered from floods, including Pahang, Kelantan, Negeri Sembilan, and Melaka.
Some residents stuck in Taman Sri Muda, one of the worst hit places in the flooding, were forced to break into supermarkets over the weekend for food and supplies. Today, the managing director of one of those supermarkets responded to this.
Residents of Taman Sri Muda in Shah Alam, Selangor only managed to get out of the area yesterday morning after 48 hours when floodwaters receded. Taman Sri Muda is one of the worst hit neighborhoods following massive flooding in the Klang Valley over the weekend. Many in the area had been stuck in their homes since Saturday, and residents that KiniTV spoke to yesterday said most were desperate and hungry. This resulted in some people breaking into supermarkets for supplies. One of the stores that was looted is the Maidin Mart branch in Taman Sri Muda. Today, Maidin Muhammad Holdings Managing Director Amir Ali Maidin said he will turn a blind eye to flood victims who looted the store. In a statement, he said while he did not support the act of stealing, however, in times of emergency, perhaps they had no other choice and were forced to do so to survive. He said the people were only trying to survive, as supplies were slow to reach them, and they had no bad intentions. Amir added that losses at his stores amounted to millions of ringgit. He also urged the public to pray that everyone will be safe from floods and the COVID-19 pandemic. The Maidin Mart branch was among several convenience stores or small supermarkets that were looted in the Taman Sri Muda area. According to witnesses, government-coordinated supplies only arrived 2 days after floodwaters rose to dangerous levels.
As some of the water recedes from the floods that swept through the Klang Valley over the weekend, bodies are being pulled from the floodwater, with 9 bodies recovered in Shah Alam alone on Monday.
Several states went through 24 hours without rain yesterday. However, the hot weather that allowed water to recede in some areas also brought sad news. The body count of those who died in the recent floods have started to emerge. 9 bodies believed to be flood victims have been recovered in Shah Alam, Selangor. In a statement, Shah Alam District Police Chief ACP Baharuddin Matain said 2 bodies were found last Sunday, while the other 7 were found on Monday. He added that the bodies were of 3 women and 6 men. He advised the public to take care of their safety and of their family, as well as to always be prepared for any eventuality during the floods. He also sought the cooperation of all quarters to pass on any information related to the flood or the discovery of bodies of flood victims to the Shah Alam District Police Headquarters. Earlier, it was reported that 6 bodies had been found in Pahang, while another 4 were still reported missing in the Bentong floods. As of yesterday, another 66,939 victims had to be relocated to 466 flood relief centres in Selangor, Pahang, Terengganu, Kelantan, Negeri Sembilan, Melaka, Perak, and Kuala Lumpur.
Still to come, the aftermath of Selangor's severe flooding begins to unravel as water levels continue to recede in some areas. We'll give you more on this developing story after the break.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
As the search and rescue efforts continue throughout the flood-stricken areas, heartbreaking news has broken that more bodies were recovered from the state of Selangor, taking the total to 17 as of this morning.
Selangor Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syari said that as of 8 a.m. this morning, 17 bodies have been found in Selangor. He added that it wasn't confirmed if the victims died due to the floods, and authorities were still identifying the cause of death.
Kelang mencatatkan 10 kes kematian, Hulu Langat 3, Sepang 4. Setakat ini 17. Namun begitu daripada ke-17 kita sedang mengenal pasti punca kematian. Ada disebabkan kematian bukanlah disebabkan oleh kejadian banjir pesing. Mungkin kejadian daripada meninggal akibat kekurangan ubat dan sebagainya. Itu akan diputuskan ataupun akan dimuktamadkan dalam masa terdekat.
Amiruddin said that the deceased also included a volunteer and advised them to be careful. He added that the state government would give 10,000 ringgit to each family of those who lost their lives in floods. A 1,000 ringgit assistance will also be given to families affected by the floods. He added that the state will also provide a month's waiver on water bills in areas affected by the flood.
The Prime Minister has admitted to several weaknesses in the government's flood management system, especially in the state of Selangor.
Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob has admitted to weaknesses in the flood management system, especially in Selangor, but assured that it will be improved in the future. He added that the responsibility of managing the flood disaster was not only on the federal government alone, as the state governments and relevant authorities at the districts also play an important role. Ismail said the National Disaster Management Agency, or NADMA, only coordinates. He said if it is considered a weakness in coordination, he would not defend anyone in this situation, and everyone must be held accountable. He told reporters this after visiting the flood victims at a relief center in Jelebu. According to Ismail, during a meeting with the Menteri Besars this morning, it was found that the preparedness to face the floods in states on the east coast was in order. He said this was as floods in states such as Terengganu, Kelantan, and Pahang was a common occurrence, especially during this time of year, and every year the flood evacuees will move to the same place. He added that all the preparations had been made, and they just had to open the flood relief center. However, he said there was a problem in Selangor, as the flood there was unexpected, and standard operating procedures had to be followed to set up a disaster operations center.
Former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad may be discharged from the National Heart Institute soon, as the facility says that he has completed his checkup.
Former Prime Minister Dr Mahathir Mohamad will be discharged from the National Heart Institute, or IJN, within the next few days. This was revealed in a media statement today. In the statement, IJN said that Mahathir had completed all the necessary investigations for his medical checkup. They added that the doctors treating him were satisfied with the results of the investigations done over the last few days. Mahathir was admitted to the hospital last Thursday for a full medical checkup and observation. The institute did not state the reason for the visit, and said that he is expected to be in IJN for the next few days. Previously, the Langkawi MP had suffered a heart attack in 1989 and 2 more in 2006. All his heart treatments and subsequent chest infection have been treated at the National Heart Institute.
That's a wrap for KiniNews this evening. For more stories, go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to get the latest headlines and more updates on this developing story. If you'd like to support the independent media, please do consider a subscription to MalaysiaKini.com. If you're heading out, please don't forget your mask. And when you can, if you're not affected by the floods, please do try to stay home, as there are more evacuation efforts happening right now. The risk of infection has gone up. This was mentioned by Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin a few days ago, so please try your best to stay home where you can. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and more than ever, stay safe, Malaysia.
Everyone wants to see these scenes bigger. That's why we've got bigger TVs for everyone to enjoy them bigger. Watch colors come to life on a large screen. LG NanoCell.